Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Dojo Live recap show. That can only mean one thing. It's Monday again, and today is Monday, January 10th, 2022. I'm Tulio Siragusa, broadcasting from Southern California, and joining me today is Kim Lantis in Hermosillo, Mexico, and America Guerrero, who's in Mexico City. Hi, America. Welcome to the show. This is your first Dojo Live recap show.
It's a special day. It's America's first Dojo Live recap show, and it's our number
100th.
Oh, yes.
What's the prop? 100th? Is that right?
100th, 100th.
100th. That's a mouthful right there. So we're talking about the shows we had last week. We had 3 live shows, and then we're going to announce what's coming up for this week. And we're going to do all that inside of 10 minutes. So buckle up. Here we go. So the first show we had was AI that delivers explainable decisions as a service. That was with Gary Saarenvirta, who's the founder and CEO at Daisy Intelligence. And then we also spoke with Pamela Singh, who is the CEO and co-founder of CaseCTRL, about digital is not enough. Whenever digital is not enough. Smarter software, better patient care. That's what we talked about. And then finally, we talked with Prashant Nair, who's the CEO and product architect of Double Gemini, about ending the email overwhelm. It was a very interesting conversation about productivity, specifically how to get a handle on your email. So let's dive right in. Which of these 3 shows stood out for you guys? I mean, they're all great, but there's always one that stands out for each of us, right? Which one stood out for you and why?
I can go first if you want to.
Yes, we don't raise hands here, but that's cool.
Okay. Oh, thanks for letting me know.
We just
I raised my hand.
I like that though.
I like all 3, but the one that I really enjoy was with the company CaseCTRL with their CEO Pamela Singh, co-founder. I think that their software is great, and I remember when I was a child, my father, he was a surgeon. He used to work a lot with his patients, documentation, coordination, and what does this software is that they use AI and animation to streamline surgery scheduling workflow, and I know that he will love this software. It makes it easier, and also it's really interesting how a low tech system software could impact directly with patients' emotions, because it's so easy in this kind of systems, if you don't have a good one, that a surgery date could change, and that could impact directly with the person who needed it. It's great. I really liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. And I liked her personal story, how it came out of a direct need of her own husband being a surgeon, and the very organic way in which the company was born. And heck, I always give a shout out to C-level women in STEM. Woo-hoo. I love it.
Yes, I love it too.
Yeah, for me, I mean, that was a great show. I really enjoyed the shows with Gary as well as Prashant. Gary was, what I really liked about that show about Daisy Intelligence, I mean, what they're doing to help basically make big data actionable really resonated with me. I think we talk about big data a lot on the show, but I'm always left with a question. And so then what? You know, what do we do with this? And I think what they're doing is helping make it tangible. And their approach also just returning back to the essence, the basics of science with the idea of a hypothesis. And so you're looking at it and you formulate an idea, hypothesis, and then you look at the data to see if it supports that, rather than the backwards of I have this data, what now? And so I thought that was really interesting. And it was kind of fun just to talk to a real life
how he explained the scientific method. So easy.
So easy.
Yeah, I mean, we had a real rocket scientist on the show. And I just loved it, you know. But I think it was interesting, too, about the emotions behind decision making. right? That was something that was very compelling. That even though his background is very scientific and the use of logic and all these things matter and are important in using artificial intelligence and even in software, but how do you codify the emotional response that someone might have, and how do you deal and manage to that or plan for that? And that's like a whole nother level of thinking. So it was very encouraging to hear about that. So if you've missed that show, don't fret. Just go on dojo.live. That's the URL, dojo.live, and you can just check it out. It's in the recent shows, or you can use the search box and type in a topic. Chances are, out of 400 plus interviews, that topic will be there. So, okay. So, really enjoyed Case Control. I love how it's like a story you've heard many times. At least we've heard it many times as interviewing entrepreneurs and founders. I was just trying to make my life better, right? That's basically the story, right? I was just trying to make my life better, and I stumbled into like, oh, other people wanted the same thing, and it turned into a business.
Yeah.
And
which
so
is kind of Prashant's idea as well, right? With Double
right, exactly. He's like a very organized. Productivity is like his calling in life, right? So he developed a plan. It's helping companies to get more productive, and then basically they're putting it out there for free. I think it's called the stackmethod.com was the site where you can just basically learn how to get a handle and control of your email. I've always had a pretty good handle on emails over the years. I basically took the Covey method that I used to use for time management and productivity and applied it to email, but it can get out of control sometimes. You're like, which one do I keep and where do I put this? So I really appreciated this idea of creating these containers, like these folders where you put stuff, and those folders, you can name whatever you want. They have meaning to you. It's like to do or specific to a client or whatever.
Because I think that's the aha moment, right? That, and rather than looking at an email as a message or a conversation, looking at it as an action item, right? Of something that I have to do and how I have to categorizing that, and then getting through similar actions all in, or priorities all in one, and not having to have this mental back and forth of switching gears. And I thought that was very simple, but quite revolutionary.
Exactly. Just visualize the idea. If you were sitting at a desk and every email was like this manila folder that was driven your, you couldn't have a desk just full of manila folders everywhere. You couldn't work, right? But for some reason, when it comes to email, that's what we allow to happen. So the same way you would organize your desk and you'd have folders and filing cabinets, etc., you can organize your emails as well. So check out that show and check out the website. It was great to have them with us.
And their upcoming software, we'll see what that's going to look like this year.
Exactly. They're codifying this into software. So that should be an interesting opportunity for sure. Anything else that stood out for you guys before we announce this week's shows?
Think we covered it.
All right. We did it. We're doing it inside of 10 minutes. So Kim, what do we got coming up this week?
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry, got the TV on downstairs. I hope you're not interrupting too much. We've got a full week. So on Tuesday, we're going to be speaking with James Layfield, CEO at ClearFind. You have too much software, right? So how can we streamline that down as well? Too many emails, too much software. And then on Wednesday, we're going to follow this up with Gary York, founder and chairman at Help Lightning. Remote visual assistance, democratizing access to expertise. And I don't have the details on Thursday's show yet, but I am under the understanding that there is going to be one. So watch us on Tuesday and Wednesday and you'll find out about the Thursday show. So join us 12 o'clock Pacific on Dojo Live.
Be safe and have fun. See you tomorrow.
Good week, everyone. Bye.